Next talk is on the role of Asia in sustainability challenges. And for this, I would like to introduce our speaker, Mr. Sudhir Mishra, founder and managing partner, Trust Legal and Door Tenant, United Kingdom. Mr. Mishra is regarded as one of India's leading lawyers in the field of environment, healthcare, media, and infrastructure. In 2004, he founded Trust Legal to provide holistic, value-based, client-driven legal services. In 2022, he received the Guardians of Sustainability Award at a curtain raiser for Canvas, the world's first student SDG accelerator initiative. Please give a round of applause to Mr. Sudhir Mishra. I look forward to listening to his words of wisdom on the role of Asia in sustainability challenges.
I'm using this medium because Kamal wanted that we should use like this. I like to make it as interesting as possible because our biggest challenge is that climate change is supposed to be a hoax. And that's what the biggest debate is. US election is happening. And how important US election has become for climate, that the president, President Trump has always believed that climate change is not there. And his opposite end is always done for last 25 years, much ahead than any other country. Even if they are part of COP or not, they were always bullish about how the climate transition should happen. Dubai is very important, and I'm thankful to Kamal. I'm thankful to Dr. Bhasin that he came here, gave us such a big voice to sustainability. And we have here ex-minister Dr. Harshvardhan. He is the actual Mr. Clean politician in our country. We always respect him that way. He was both the environment minister and he was also the health minister. So I have got a place where I can give you a few data. So COP 2023 happened in Dubai. It was about to be the biggest disaster so far the climate negotiations are concerned. At the last moment, they decided that, okay, we'll pass some resolution. So on climate financing, no major resolution was passed. But so far as reduction of fossil fuel is concerned, the COP23 concluded we will do it in the phase-wise manner. So globally, what is happening is that any fraternity, whether it's lawyers, accountants, they all are now understanding the sense of emergency we are in. Before going into specific aspects, I can tell you that in this house, we have so many people who are making me convinced that sustainability or basically taking a position on protecting the planet is actually a serious business now. We have Kamal taking this moment. We have Amrish Chandra here who is talking about SDG in an entirely different way, taken Gorakhpur as a base. And we have Khalid Pasha who has come from Bangkok, who represents IUCN, and I was in Bangkok 2 weeks back. So for a person like me, and Dr. Lalit Bhasin has seen it from very close, even to talk about environment 15 years, 20 years back was supposed to be why we are wasting time. And from there we have now come to a stage where everybody is concerned about it. But what is our success? For a country like India, the success is, and we'll start with India because I represent my country, we had 9% of forest cover in 1947 when we got independent. We have 17.5% forest cover today with this kind of population which we have in our country. I think it's a big success. You can clap for this. We had less than 1,000 tigers, Project Tiger in 50 years, and Dr. Harshvardhan was leading that ministry. Tiger became an indicator species. It protected our forest, it protected our soil, it protected our rivers, it protected our streams, it protected our ecosystem, it protected the people around it, and the rise of tiger numbers is a case study for rest of the world, and Khalid will agree to it. In IUCN Bangkok 2 weeks back, everybody was talking about how India has protected tigers, and now under Prime Minister Modi, we are even introducing species which we had lost long back. So that's two. Now the third place where Prime Minister spoke about it on 16th of September, that India has already achieved its climate targets amongst G20 countries 7 years in advance, so far as energy transition is concerned. That just happened 4 days back. Now, anybody who is familiar with all the energy agreements which India is doing with various European nations, as a law firm, I am part of few of such initiatives where I am seeing that for solar, for lithium, for new kind of batteries, so much is happening. So many agreements are being done. And the best example is when you go to SEBI, you see the top performing companies in non-conventional energy sector, their stocks are booming and they are doing very, very well. 10 years back, they had a lot of problems on sourcing or understanding from where their growth will happen. So this is the India story. If you see even China, seeing what was happening around them, in 2023, China, in fact, decided to tell to top 300 companies to go for a ESG roadmap. So China finally joined the party. And the country who is leading, which is an aspiration for every European country or even for the Latin America and Africa, on climate finance or all the agreements which are happening with regard to financing of saving the sustainable movement is Singapore. Singapore, with whatever tiny population they have gone beyond their skin along with Japan, along with Taiwan, and along with even I will say Vietnam now, where they are signing more agreements for saving the planet on a daily basis. And Japan has created 3 verticals in Bangalore, Cochin, and in Delhi, which is only working on sustainable companies. And that all has happened in the last 3 to 4 years, post-pandemic I am talking about. So if you see the global situation and how Dr. Harshvardhan will remember that when he took over as the Minister for Health and Environment, in 2015, I had filed a petition in Delhi High Court because there were various petitions pending on saving the Delhi lungs, because Delhi is the most polluted capital city in the world so far as air pollution is concerned. So the judges asked, why are you filing this petition? There is already a petition in the Supreme Court. There is already a petition in National Green Tribunal. How can you have so many petitions? I said, look, I'm not here for compensation. I have filed this petition because I want to save my lungs. I want to live in this city. And that petition is going on for last 10 years. It is still pending in Delhi High Court. So one important thing which Dr. Bhasin has said, and there is one reason why you have to appreciate the fact that he leads my bar, but he came all the way for this conference. And it's difficult to get his time even in India for different opportunities because he realized we are talking about sustainability. Dr. Harshvardhan, in last 3 years, he has mainstreamed Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, CII, where he was heading. He created the complete roadmap for ESG and climate change. And most of the people who are here in this hall are actually who believe that something has to be done on an emergency basis, and that's how the planet has to survive. Now, when we say what are the challenges, I think the biggest challenge which countries like India are facing, Dr. Nagar talked about the rise of plastics in our society. Let me tell you, that's a big accident actually. If the pandemic had not happened, प्लास्टिक की तो नोटबंदी हो जाती. मैं बहुत बड़ा वर्ड यूज कर रहा हूं. July or August 2020, plastic would have been completely banned in India. There was a plan, the government was working, and to a large extent this succeeded in 2022 when they said from 1st of September, the plastic will be phased out. If you go to any Kirana store in India, you go to any vegetable center, you go to any milk booth, you will not find a plastic packet in India. You can find them in most of the Europe and in America. So we have succeeded there also. Of course, pandemic was a big reason why plastic came back. The biggest challenges most of the Asian countries are facing, and India in particular, is the river pollution and the air pollution. So we have saved our forest, we have saved our wildlife, we have mainstreamed the debate for the corporates that sustainability pays, or you take a pre-position on sustainability. But what do we do about dying rivers? What do we do about our urban clusters? How do we make real estate companies accountable? How do we make sustainability fashionable? That is our biggest challenge, and if we manage to do that, we'll be home. Thank you.
I would request Kamal to please come up on stage and present Mr. Mishra with a memento. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. And of course, India is doing exceptional work when it comes to environment, when it comes to digital public goods. And I'm sure we will have lots of templates for the world to follow, especially the tiger conservation program has been very heartening.